First of all, I just want to say thank you, God. It's tough right now with me because they're doing these things to my body and kind of weakening me by degrading my organs as expected. Um, there'll be a day when I hopefully be able to reveal the current employer that employed me after being, an aware target individual, a target individual who made multiple videos. And I just wish I could say right now, this industry, and let's just say this is an industry that had a past with human subjects. Even if you look at MK Ultra, um, it's funny how things just work themselves out as obvious, and they're becoming more obvious, right? That this industry will be very much involved in this. Now, I understand as a target individual, you can be employed by somebody in retail, or in whatever else aspect of industry, and they'll still participate in that. And they damage our body. This is a program led by the government, but I ended up being employed, and I understood what it meant by an industry that would obviously participate from the benefit from it. And when you see people that try to create this cognitive dissonance, not even cognitive dissonance, they try to, initially you will be like, why people are making themselves so stupid? It's clear. Oh, this is obviously the clear program that manipulate the brain, that torture children and women. But then you realize, oh, they just basically compromise, because in this program you'll see people of all walks of life participating, even into tortures of women and children. It's like they've normalized some of the most diabolical things you can imagine. You'll have sympathy at least for like mothers with their children, but no, there's plenty of tortures and plenty of target individual who are mothers, who are women, who deal with terrible things, and they think that everybody around them is participating in that. And it's hard to believe that this is possible, especially in America. And I just want to thank all the target individual who's been speaking up, especially American citizen, because speaking for people who can speak, because this is a global program. This is not just happening in the US, but target individual in the US speak up the most. And I think when you make up your video, when you are creating your videos and speak about what's happening to you and stand for what's happening to target individual, understand that this is not because it's only happening in the US, it's happening globally. And I think American target individual have been the most outspoken, helping the rest of the world that deals with this. But it's clearly global. I got the chance, before I was employed by these current employers, to speak about this is happening to men, women, and children all around the world. And I was in New York City saying that. And then after me, there was somebody from Malaysia speaking up, or some other country, Philippines or Sydney or wherever country, Tokyo, somewhere in Korea, India, Mexico. And I was part of that. But I understand that in America, there's a lot of people who speak up. Unfortunately, when you hear about mass shootings here in America, some of those were targeted individuals. Now, I knew that when the people who put me in this program, once I found out about being a target individual, I knew there'll be a day I won't be able to speak. And I think the day's coming up sooner. I can feel my body just being damaged even more. And it was a matter of time. I knew. And that's why I make so many videos, because I know there'll be a time when I can't speak about what's happening to me. I can't speak at all. And if you go through my videos, you'll see me saying that a lot. It's like, I'm speaking now because there'll be a day when I won't be able to. So when I'm unable to speak, when I'm muted, it'll be too late. Because everything I needed to say has been said many times. And seems like right now it's getting worse. I'm looking at my eyes, I'm seeing more yellow in my eyes, and I feel like, okay, I guess my liver, my kidney is being destroyed, and I can feel it. I can feel it, but it's not a surprise to me. It's a matter of time. Matter of fact, I'm surprised it lasted this long, because there was times where I felt like it was over. Like I'm like, I can't deal with more of this. It's going to be over soon. So they've been just prolonging it. And I know pain, sufferance is something that I expect to increase. And I knew that when I made this video initially, it was like, I want to make sure my story is told before it's over. Not because I want to speak about me specifically, but I know that it helps others. Now, I spoke enough about my story. There's nothing new here. I don't even try to promote my videos that much. If you've noticed my first videos versus today is just me speaking up, and it's just now becoming videos for me, for the purpose of staying strong. Where my first videos, before I was even employed, you can see how organized I was in regard to making my videos. In my videos, you could see how much effort I put in those videos. And today you can see the difference, just because at this point everything has been said. And I know that many have watched, target individuals have watched my videos, maybe not mainly, but my point was made many times. And unfortunately, some people have lost their mind and ended up killing. But today, like I just wait for the time when I'm no longer employed, where I'm currently employed, to reveal this obviousness. That was just like, oh my gosh, it's like a script from a book. But the thing is, like, it's like they still play this game where I was supposed to be subscriptive to this gimmick. From people like you guys, like, you realize that this is like a pattern here. There's a reason why this industry has extra layers of regulations. One of the most regulated industry in the world, especially when it comes to human subjects. There's been a pattern that shows that if we don't regulate these people, they can be very compromisable, even if they're not even evil. The incentives will be too much, and they will, let's just say, be flexible in their rationality, be extra daring. And with me, it's just when I see them try to like gaslight me, it's like, yeah, we're different. It's like, we're just daring. No, this is really aligned with the industry involved, and it makes a lot of sense. Matter of fact, if you go back to the history of it all, your industry was involved in the MK Ultra. Actually, one of the clients that, like, they literally have some kind of connection. So things falls in place. Now, they're not the people who destroy me. Who destroy me is whoever put me in this program, which happened before I came to New York. The reason why I'm in New York City, if you go watch my first video, is because I was trying to move away from what was happening, where I can feel things happening, even my family involved. I was like, what is happening here? I'm being isolated. Everywhere I work to these places, they all act this way. And so I thought, if I come to New York, this will not happen. No, it happened here. I would have not been in New York if this was not happening. I was pushed to come to New York. Now, New York is definitely a better place than where I was. But I'm only here in New York City because I thought, by coming here, who destroyed my life will not be able to get to me. When in reality, they just put me in the program. No matter wherever I end up, it's over because it's global. They put me in a program where American citizens are used as test subjects. But it's not only in America, but all around the world. Women from this country, their children from this country, are being utilized as guinea pigs. Where American citizens are pushed into insanity to the point of causing mass shootings. So today, fast forward to today, I was on a call with these perps, and it was so disgusting. They brought up all the nasty manipulation. You know what? One of the worst part is, listen, in this program, they are messing with your thought process, your brain. And there's a woman who literally say, "Oh, I missed this window of opportunity," and they were referring to when, they bring up me as a child and what I did as a child. And there was a time where they were trying to make me think, oh, it's just if you have more opportunity, you would have done this thing. They bring up this act of a child that I did that only happened once. And they were trying to be like, yeah, no, but if you had opportunity to do multiple times. And damn me, not understanding who I'm talking to. I was like, no, it would not happen. It happened once for a reason. Because it was just an impulsive act of a child that's capable of doing just one time what a child is capable of doing. That's why it only happened once, and they try to exaggerate that. That's why you hear the honking. The crazy part is, as they honk, they forget that I know what they do to children in this program. So bringing up me as a child and try to exaggerate what I did to myself as a child in middle school one time, and then try to create more windows of opportunities in my mind. I remember I was like, no, and they tried to make me imagine. It's like, listen, and I'm like, okay, this will not happen. And they tried to make me imagine. And as I'm thinking that, because at this time I didn't know how much, like, they will purposely create thoughts, imagination, and guess what will happen in the imagination? I was such an idiot to even like be baby to think like that, and go into like my mind, and now in my mind try to like, okay, no, this will not happen. Watch, and I didn't know they play my imagination. Like, this will not happen, and they make me imagine me as a child, and then make me imagine doing something. Now, this woman bringing up the opportunities they've created in my mind that never happened. Talk about me as a child. While she knows she got the opportunity to be involved in a program that tortured children. She got the opportunity to get involved in something that makes children have sexual dreams. She got the opportunity to be involved in a program where they sexually torture children. She got the opportunity to be involved in something where children are tortured in this unfairly way. While they're making me imagine these opportunities, these windows of opportunities of me when I was a child, trying to create something that never happened and try to make me imagine it. It's amazing. Now, she just want to be an opportunist without taking accountability of what she's part of. It's simple. There's no geniusness needed here. They all know that in this program, the alteration of the mind is what's happening. Target individuals are no longer themselves when they deal with V2K and synthetic telepathy. Your brain is no longer fully yours. It's not yours. They play with your brain implants, especially with target individual dealing with V2K synthetic telepathy in this intense way. It's pure psychological torture. It's on a daily basis. For me and for many target individual in the synthetic telepathy V2K type of tortures, is continuously try to change who you are as a human being. Then having the ecosystem that's supposed to gaslight you to internalize this. During this call, this meeting, from this very compromisable people, there was women with children and toddlers that would try to make themselves angry. And I was looking at this person. I wish I could tell you what industry I was in. And I detest her because she thought that the strategy is simple. And I use the word strategy specifically because I'm trying to be specific of who this person is. Listen, this woman has a toddler. She has a toddler. 2-3 years old. And she was quick to try to show her toddler. And with me, the reason why they wanted me to see the toddlers usually is because then they do these things in my brain where I can't even believe a grown woman can even say things like that and think somebody's going to subscribe to that. So they can manipulate my brain to have experiences which they're like, no, we're just pairing it. I was like, shut up. Pairing it. Why would you even pair anything in your brain? Why won't you let the brain just be the brain and function normally? It's not even that they're pairing it. They are forcing an experience that's created by design to be degrading nature And they act like they just caught you having these disgusting experiences, stimulation and sensation, and they concoct it in ways that feels like you felt like as a child. It's so retardation. Can you imagine a grown adult person saying, we're pairing your brain to you as a child, and you felt like that when you were a kid, and when in reality they're just concocting this feeling, experiencing it, and forcing you to experience it. And the rationale, how they rationalize this, now we're just pairing this. It's like, imagine you're a grown woman, and I'm telling you, I'm pairing this experience that you experience to something you experienced when you were a kid. I'll feel retarded saying these things. Not only they don't feel retarded or stupid at all, then they try to show how very rational of individual they are. And then we talk about reporting, and that's where they kind of show that. I was like, I know what you're doing. You think you can really gaslight me to be this idiot? I get the strategy here. You're tampering with my brain and making me experience. You're altering my brain in ways that's degrading. And act like you're protecting children in a program where you know toddlers as young as your kid is dying or suffering every day. There's a child in the lawsuit called Targeted Justice versus Garland. There's multiple children, 3 minors, one as young as 3 years old, who they claim and allege that she's suffering every day. The mother is seeing her toddler suffering and being damaged physically and psychologically, not understanding what is going to happen to her brain as a developing child who's being microwaved. This grown woman has somehow this ability to not see how destructive that is, but try to make me subscribe to this manipulation and then bring up things that they even try to exaggerate as me as a child. You know, the whole Sarah thing is they've concocted a memory. What they know today, what you involved in yourself right now, is torturing children and making them suffer on a daily basis. And you want me to let you live your fantasy? That's not fair. You should see your child suffer every day too. You should see your child suffer. This is in your country. If you claim I'm not an American, this is an American child who's suffering every day. You should watch that happen to your child too then. If you choose to be accountable, to choose to be involved in a program that does this to children and somehow have the strength to not pay attention to that. While bringing up things that you have to concoct in my brain as a child. No. And it's funny because I was this woman they're so incompetent sometimes because they're so focused on in regard of like what happens to me that they forget to do their job. When they tell me how they're gonna kick me out of the country, it's like, oh, okay, do that. Like this thing is not in America. How can we just stay strong? Do not let these people live their fantasy. For me, I'm not worried about getting kicked out of it. I wish it was that. I wish I was it's immigration. Just like, they made me even get my own ticket and go to. So I'm not even worried about that. And I'm not gonna let these clowns live the fantasy. These people I've seen them fail in things they shouldn't be failing. And then play this like American, it's like trash. You will get yours. Maybe not today, like I keep saying. Which is coming from somebody, listen, there is such a level of entitlement and to expect me to do nothing. I know it's over for me because who put me in this program where they torture and death is the end of the torment. I have nothing to lose. I love when it's like, it's over, you're over. It's like, I've been over way before these people came in. But these people are not over. So now, watch what happen. I have nothing to lose because these people are doing something to somebody that's already gone. But if I get the chance to show how much I'm not subscribing to this manipulation and this opportunist, I will embarrass them. I will expose them for the frauds that they are. Target individual, stay strong wherever you are in the world. But most importantly, to all Americans who are target individual, thank you for standing up. To all TI who are speaking up for all the sufferings that you did, know that this is more than just what's happening to this target individual here in the US. We're speaking for people all around the world suffering. For the mothers and children suffering in this program. From New York City to California to Philadelphia to Pennsylvania to Malaysia. We need to speak up for what's happening here. These perps from New York, Boston, New Hampshire, wherever it is, they will not live this delusional reality. They'll be accountable for what they joined. There will be no fantasy. If they still want to paint themselves as normal people, don't give it that chance. There's a big like entitlement from perps, because what's happening is this is a program led by the government, and they believe because governmental entities are behind what's happening to us, it's normal. Can't wait to face this clown. They tell me how they're gonna put me, they bring me to court. Like, I can't wait. What do I need money for? I'm in such bad shape. You know, I won't be able to take it wherever, and I'll go next. Get a chance to expose more people. And this, you know, I deal with all kind of clownery, and I know they try to normalize it. I have, listen, they've been telling me they're gonna fire me and this and that. I'm like, Jesus, it happened so magically, because it's like they've been incompetent in certain things that I can't even believe. It's like, do you purposely act this? Like, are you purposely just failing? This guy who just supposed to be such a clown, super cocky, and you think that he's like got things. I'm like, I'm recording you with your fake confidence. Tell me what something's in this completely wrong way, but the most cocky with no humbleness or nothing. After this happening, I can't let that happen. This is so embarrassing. I'm gonna record this. So for me, no matter what happens next, I'm glad that I was able to document. The only thing that I want to do before this ends is to give the reveal of who employed me. This employer that I keep bringing up now, that after I was, you know, after making these videos about being a target individual, then being employed by this employer, I just want to reveal not even the name of who employed me, but just the industry of the daring industry that will employ a targeted individual who'll be making videos about being a target individual. And the same people in this industry claiming that they're doing it because they're so daring. And the historical of how daring they've been has been bad. It just worked out this way. Almost fate. Like, you know, it's funny they say fate. It's fate. You got involved. Like, you being put in this program is fate. Like, actually, fate is the validation that is. I don't wish children to suffer in this program, but they've been so unmasked, because the way that you try to paint themselves, like, yeah, it's just like children, little girls, and then finding out there's little girls as young as 3 years old that were in the lawsuits against the government, Target Justice versus Garland, where they specifically call out a 3-year-old toddler who is being tortured every day and suffering every day, and this keep mentioning little girls are being microwaved in this program by people who are lawyers and fighting against Target, this Target individual program, and bringing up little girls being tortured, little girls being forced to have sexual dreams in this sexual dreams, little girls being forced to get these painful experiences, little girls being sexually tortured. It's so. They're bringing out 4. Remember what to do as a kid, 4, and then hearing a 4-year-old with Down syndrome being sexually tortured. It's crazy. And this clowns, the most disgusting part, is how they tell me they're gonna frame me with this trash. Listen, one thing is for sure, unfortunately, and I'm saying that just, I guess, to say that, but I don't care too much about it, to be honest. There is teenagers who participate in this program. I'd say I don't care about them because I don't care if they're being exploited. But the truth is, it's not fair for them. They are being groomed to normalize this thing, but most importantly, I'm being told that I'm being framed by these teenagers. Matter of fact, they are exciting. The employer currently is excited to have this teenage trash act like they were victimized, because this employer hope that they can cover up the fact that they got involved in the program. Them are human beings, even children are suffering. So they love the fact that these teenagers here who being praised to play victimized kids. Now, what they don't understand, these retards, is I will not let that happen with that something bad happen. I'm not trying to be threatful, but I'm not going to allow a teenage retard in this program, where there's a lot of participants who are teenagers in this program, behave this way in front of me and expect nothing happening. I keep trying to warn them. I truly try to do that. You'll see one day when I get the chance. I have my body cam for a reason, and I remember there was this trash. I was looking away. She wanted to stand there, and I have my headphones on, and I make it look like I'm on the calls. Like, yo, please leave. Don't retard. Don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it. And I was saying other things more, mean. It's gonna be bad, to the point where there was a woman who was trying to encourage. It's like, it's gonna go bad. I'm telling you, I have nothing to lose. It's gonna be bad. I'm telling you. Just reflect on what you can. Who has more to lose here? Please don't do that. Don't make me do it. I will do it. I will do it, and it'll be bad. This is where things can be done now. This is the boundary where everything goes left. It's real. This is going to be real. You act this way, these people can thank you, praise, but they're not the one who's going to lose what you're going to lose. They have nothing to lose or gain. They have nothing to lose but gain everything. They're just going to watch. You're going to lose something here in front of you. I don't want to make you lose that. There will be no pity. They say all these little things. I've warned you. You see this little, it's with me. I was in the call and some trash said bubble butts. And what they're trying to make me think of, it's like these kids, it's some teenagers. My brain, they try to play with my perception. But I remember there's a video too. I had to remove it because there was next door neighbor. She was trying to make herself look more curvaceous. She's a little skinny with almost nothing. And she was like trying to create like some shape. You can see her just like, I'm like, ugh. It's like, look how you try to make yourself. This is look. It's like, and I was like, imagine me doing that, just try to create some shape. And just try to it's like, look at you. I'm warning you. Nobody's interested in this little nastiness here. I'm telling you. Nobody wants your nastiness here. Make yourself cough however you want. Make yourself try to have some shape in it. Slam all the doors. But you do this, and I keep giving them warnings of it. I will go left. It's going to be based on reality. I have nothing to live for but to make sure I expose this clown. I hope you listen to me. Because I don't want that on my... But I will go forward with the reality of what's happening here. Do your little thing, make you... Okay, but do that over there. If you come near me, playing this game, these sirens will just come to end things. That's all I gotta say. Who's you talk about bubble? Look at you try to create it. Okay. Make yourself. I'm telling you. And I keep showing it. You know, they have no self-respect. These perps don't understand. It's like these people praising you. They're just opportunists. You're here trying to make yourself have like a butt when you look a little skinny like me. So they can play with my brain and try to create. But I'm telling you, nobody's interested in your dumb ass. But what's gonna go? What's gonna happen if you play this game and act this way in front of me? You will not. I'm telling you, it will end the torment here. That's all I can say. I'm keep warning these perps because I don't want to do that. But they are praising teenagers to crash out in different fashion towards somebody who has nothing to lose. And guess what happens when you do these things to somebody who has nothing to lose? Tagging video, stay strong.